Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Sandra. 我是 Sandra。大家好，你们好吗? I hope the answer is 很好, which is very good. And let's not forget, 欢迎, Welcome to Community Mandarin. Today's topic is gonna be piggyback from last time. I would say last two Community Mandarins. Last Thursday, 上个星期四, we were talking about different types of housing situation, like how do we call each room in your house or apartment, which, by the way, do you still remember how to say apartment or house? 公寓 is apartment and 别墅 is house. If you're interested to learn a little bit more about that, go back 1 week to find that community Mandarin, which I introduced all about that. But today, as a continuation to last time we talked about 客厅 aka 起居室 aka in English the living room, and we talk about some unnecessary piece of furniture. How do we call them in Mandarin in that last one? Today we're going to move to another room. So as the title suggests, today the room we're going to be talking about is, everybody has it, it's bedroom. And then of course we're going to be talking about some necessary furniture that makes a bedroom. And yeah, let's jump in. So today's topic is bedroom. As you can see from the Mandarin and Pinyin on the screen, bedroom is called 卧室. 卧室. Why is it called 卧室? Of course, as a rule, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna split it into individual Chinese characters and then see how we get to 卧室. First one, 卧. 卧 is a verb. It means to lay down. And 室, I believe we encountered it once or twice before. It means a room. So 卧室 is a room that you go lay down. Yes, 卧室. Okay, and on top of that, let's learn to talk about different kinds of 卧室. I'll give you 3 phrases, and then I think you guys can guess what do they mean. The first one, 请跟我读主卧. 主卧. 主 is an adjective. It means primary. Next one is 次卧. 请跟我读次卧. 次. Again, it's an adjective, as you can see from the screen. It means secondary. And then the last one, 客卧. 客卧. 客, we actually encountered it quite a few times. It is a noun. It means your guest. Guest. So needless to say, I think everybody would be able to guess what these 3 words meant. Let's take a look to see if you're right. Of course, 主卧 means your master bedroom, your primary bedroom. 次卧 means your secondary bedroom. And then 客卧 means your guest room. So I would like to say there's a little bit difference than 次卧and 客卧, right? Because 次卧could be the room that your kiddo is in, or your, I don't know, your parents who lives with you. But 客卧 usually it's, for your guests. All right. Next, we're going to be talking about some essential piece of furniture in your 卧室, in your bedroom. Of course, everybody's situation is different, but I would say it's safe to say that your bedroom needs a bed, right? And then I would say usually people would have a nightstand beside your bed. And most people would have dressers, or what we call dressers or vanities. Okay, so over here, I think 3 words are in need to be learned. First one, how do we call a bed? As you can see in red, 红色, 床, 请跟我读床. Okay, and then nightstand, it's actually a word. You have to learn how to say 床 because it's called 床头柜床头柜 And if we break it down, we know 床 is a bed, 头 is your head. 柜 actually means cupboard or like little dressers that to hold stuff. So basically that is a little cupboard or little dresser that goes to the head of your bed, like next to your headboard. Okay, so 床头柜 means nightstand. And last but not least, dresser. For dresser, we call it 衣橱. 衣橱. We've learned quite a bit about 衣, which means clothing. And 橱 means cupboard. So basically, it's a cupboard that holds your clothing items. So, dresser. And since we've get these out of the way, now let's talk a little bit more about 床. So 床 is a noun, it means bed. And then the measure word that go with it, which I just realized I typed the measure word wrong. I meant to type MW as measure word, but I did it the other way. Sorry, I did it reversed. Sorry for the typo, 对不起. Okay, but of course, the measure word for 床 is 张. We briefly dipped into this measure word before, which I explained to you guys that 张 is the measure word usually for sheet-like objects, like a piece of paper, a piece of newspaper, or a piece of carpet. So, like, for example, a piece of paper, we say 一张纸, 一张纸. Similarly, if we want to say one bed, we cannot just say 一床. That's not correct. Because in Mandarin, if you want to say how many quantities of something, you have to use your numerous word, and then measure word in the middle, and then your objects. So instead of saying 一床, which is not correct, we have to say 一张床. 一张床. Okay. And now let's move on since we're talking about 床 a lot. And then I believe I've said about 20 times in this little video. So if there's one word you remember from today's video, let this one be it. Okay, now let's talk about different kinds, different categories of 床. So first one, I know like there are different sorts of bed due to different sizes. We have our singles, we have our twin size, we have our full size, queen size, king size, California king. But in Mandarin, it's actually a little bit easier. The only way to differentiate is like to see how many people are gonna fit in it. If it is for one person, like the picture I found from online that shows that only one pillow was on there, it's only big enough for one person, we call it 单人床. 单人床. And if it's big enough for two people, like the other picture up there, we call it 双人床. 单, when we're talking about like relationship status, we say 单 means single, right? Single. So 单人床, single person bed, a bed for one person. It could be a twin, it could be a double. Well, as long as it's for one person, we call it 单人床. And of course, 双人床, 双, it's a character we encountered quite a few times. It means double, it means a pair. So, a bed big enough for two people is called 双人床. All right, let's move on. Of course, I would say like these probably fall in the category of 单人床 because they're technically for one person. But what if they're specifically for children? Like the picture I found here, it's a pink bed that I would think no grown up with self-respect would want to sleep in there. So if it's very, very obvious, it's a bed for children, we can call it 儿童床. 儿童 means children, kids. And if it's a crib, like the picture you know, a crib is something you have to have all the railings, otherwise your infant drops out. Yeah, actually once I had to take my daughter to the emergency room like in the middle of the night because she was having a fit and then she managed to jump out of her crib. True story. So okay, if it's a crib, it is called 婴儿床. And as you can guess, 婴儿, it's a noun, it means baby or infant. There you go. 儿童床 for children's bed. 婴儿床 for a crib. All right, so that's it for today, guys. And hopefully, after today, at least you would learn different kinds of 床 and how to say 床 and what 床 stands for. And yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next Monday. 下周一再见。